I got new shoes. I've had my Tread for about a year now, and I like doing boot camp classes. So boot camp class generally is some runs, some strength on the floor, some runs, some strength on the floor, and depending on how long the class is, depends on how much you switch back and forth and or do running or strength. But what I found was that most of my shoes just weren't a good fit for boot camp classes because I have runners that I run in, which are great. When you're running, they're cushy, things like that. But when you get on the floor, I felt really unstable when I did things like squats and lunges and stuff like that. Strength shoes are okay, but again, when you get on the tread, you're missing any of that cushion that is, just nice to have, especially when you're over 40. So I was kind of on the lookout to find a pair of shoes that I really liked for Peloton tread classes. And so this is what I found. I was in Miami in January and happened to go to the NoBull store in Miami and tried on the mesh trainer. After trying out the mesh runner in boot camp classes on the tread as well as CrossFit classes, here is what I think. I think for the Tread Bootcamp classes, they're pretty good. They're not great though. But that's any shoe that you're trying to have do two kind of completely separate things. So I want something that has cushion but stability. And so if you get a shoe that can do both, it's not going to do any one of those things exceptionally well. Now, does this shoe perform pretty good in a boot camp class? Yeah, I had a bit of cushion, so my body, my knees, my joints felt okay. If you're somebody that needs a runner to run in, then these might not be the shoe for you. But off of the tread in the strength portions, I felt like I had pretty good stability. Now, when I took boot camp classes, they performed pretty well. So okay on the tread, okay on strength. So overall pretty good, better than a runner and better than probably just a straight strength shoe like the NoBull trainer or the Nike Metcon. Now, gun to my head, if I had to choose a runner or a strength, for me personally, I probably choose a strength shoe just because for the amount of running that I'm going to do on the tread, I know I can probably run in like a Metcon or a trainer. I'm not going to love it as much as running in a runner. Now, if I was somebody though that maybe had really bad knee problems, then you might want to consider staying in your runner. But that's kind of a personal choice. Now, as far as what I thought about these in CrossFit, I thought they were okay. Probably less than what I would say for boot camp classes. For boot camp, I would say, yeah, these are a good option if you don't need a whole lot of cushioning or support, and you kind of are looking for that kind of all-in-one shoe. Whereas for CrossFit though, I found them to be a little bit tippy. So I found that the drop was pushing me up onto my toes a bit more than just if I were to wear my Metcons or trainers. So for CrossFit, I'm probably gonna stick with my trainers or my nanos. I have a pair of all of them. I like them all for different reasons, but I'll stick with something that is like that zero drop. Even if it's a running workout, I probably will. I don't mind these shoes for CrossFit, but I did notice I was kind of getting onto my toes a little bit more if I was doing a clean or thrusters or kettlebell swings, anything like that you have, the possibility of coming up on your toes. So as far as fit goes, they definitely are a little bit more narrow, I'll say, and fitted than a trainer. So a trainer I think has a little bit more room in the forefoot. Not that they're tight because they are meshy, so they do have some stretch, but if you do have a wide foot, you might want to just consider that. Everything else though is fine. The other thing that I kind of wish that they had is I wish that they did have something where you could do a heel lock. So I would like maybe another grommet here so that if I wanted to, I could do a heel lock. Because I don't know if I just have narrow heels or whatever, but I do find quite often I do need to do a heel lock in my shoes. So that is one thing that I think could be improved with these shoes. Overall though, for boot camp tread classes, I'll keep using them. I probably won't use a runner or a strength shoe if I don't have to. CrossFit, if there's a running wad and I happen to have them, I might wear them, but it also really depends on how much running there is and strength, because I probably will just wear my nanos or my Metcons. But also, look at them. Like, how can you not feel like a high performer in this shoe? Because this is a pretty shoe, and I like it. And you know what they say, look good, feel good, perform good, right? That is something that I will say for NoBull is that they're pretty good at, is just making really nice looking shoes, right? Like, how could you not want to wear this? I could buy probably 6 pairs of these just because they're so pretty. These ones are the Neon Blue Glitch, I think that's what they're called. I like the mesh runner over the ripstop. The ripstop I found just had kind of no cushion really, and the fit just wasn't as nice. It seemed like I almost needed to go down a size in the ripstop runner versus the mesh runner. I was just true to size to the trainers that I already had. If you are looking for something that's kind of in between for things like Bootcamp, I would recommend it. If you're just looking for another shoe to add to your CrossFit shoe addiction, I'd buy them. I wear them once in a while for CrossFit, but they're not my go-to. Honestly, I probably mostly wear them because I think they're so pretty. There you go. That is my review of the NoBull mesh trainer. Let me know in the comments if you have them, what you think of them, and if you have a different shoe that you would recommend for me to try for my Peloton Tread Bootcamp classes. That was a lot of words. Just Bootcamp. My Bootcamp classes where there's running and there's strength stuff. I'd give them a go.